Hello, in today video we will discuss about daemon processes. With respect to this one, we are discussing introductions, characteristics, coding rules, error logging facility, then finally client server model here. Daemons are processes that live for a long time. They are often started when the system is bootstrapped and terminate only when the system is shut down. From the definition, the point is clear. Daemons are nothing but they are also some processes. As we know that in the Unix platform, there is a different types of the processes are exist. They live. Live means they are exist forever in the system for a long time. Means they will start when the system is booting and terminate. I mean they will stop or completely disappear only when the system is shut down. Otherwise, the system, the processes are exist in the system. They do not have a controlling terminal, so we say that they run in the background. Means the process which is connected to foreground, they are always connected to terminal. I mean they are running in the foreground, they are always connected to a terminal. They are accepting the some input. If the process is connected to they are running in the background, then they are not connected to a terminal here. Unix systems have numerous daemons that have performed day-to-day activities. Nothing but there is just many activities of the system has been carried out by the daemons here. Daemons have a super user privileges. Nothing but these processes are not related to normal user. They are related to super user privileges. I hope you are getting the point. What do you mean by super user privileges here? Daemons are sessions and group leaders. Nothing but when the daemon is start created, so itself it will create the one group, itself it will create the one session. That means they are not joining to any new session or new group. They are become itself the session leader and group leader. We have some daemons. Those daemons can be viewed by executing the command ps. So it will show all the commands. I think I taken the one example here, ps with the option AXJ. A option shows the process owned by others. X shows the process that do not have a controlling terminal. J option displays the job related information like session ID, process group ID, controlling terminal and terminal process group ID here. The system processes depend on the operating system implementation. Anything with a parent process ID of 0 is usually a kernel process. It started as part of the system bootstrap procedure. That means usually these processes are created by the one of the parent process, that is 0. The kernel processes are special and generally exist for the entire lifetime of the system. They run with the super user privileges and have no controlling terminal and no command line is executed. That means these processes are always having the super user privileges and not have any controlling terminal and no command line is required. I mean to execute these processes. The process one is usually init process, so it is one of the daemon process. It is responsible for some of the things like various resources will be allocated to other processes. This is some of the samples what I taken here. Just we can find it. 0 is the PPID, that is the parent process ID for the one of the process. Init process, that is its ID is 1 and PGID is 0, and TTY, that's showing the question mark, means it does not have any controlling terminal here, and -1 indicating super user privileges, and UID, that is value is 0, again 0 means it is having the super user privileges here. And next we are having the some other processes like 2. It is also one of the daemon process. Okay, its parent is become the init process. So one of the familiar process what I can observe, that is syslog D, is available to any program to long system messages for an operator. The message may be printed on a console device and also returned to a file. So means we'll see shortly the syslog D, one of the daemon process that can display the error messages. Some of the coding rules related to daemon process. First we need to call the umask, set the file mode creation mask to 0. That means with respect to the daemon process, there is certain coding rules are there. So these coding rules, the one coding rule is that first we need to call the umask, means as we know that it is the purpose of setting the masking value to some fixed value. Either here in this case we are setting the 0 value. Next we are calling the fork and have the parent exit. That means it should creating the one child process. I mean the daemon process is creating the child process, and next after that it is calling the exit. That means if suppose A is the one of the daemon process, if it is called the fork, then it will become a parent for the one more process, say for example B, then A is terminated here. Now B will become the only one process in the session and in the group. Okay, that is the second part. Call set SID to create the new session. That means as we know that only one process is there, now child process. Whenever it call the set SID function, it becomes the session leader, it becomes the group leader, and also it does not have any controlling terminal here. Change the current working directory to the root directory. So that means always if suppose your working directory is some path, we need to change to the current working directory. That means it should start with the root directory here. Okay. Next, unneeded file descriptor should be closed. Means so some of the files opened by the process, if it is not required, then just we need to close such files here. Some daemons open the file descriptor 0, 1 and 2. So 0 is for standard input, 1 is for standard output, and 2 is for standard error. Okay, only these files should be open. So this is the program, or how to initialize the particular daemon process. Just we can find it. We are calling the fork KPI. So it will create the child process. Next, if it is failure, then the return value is -1. So else if PID is greater than it is not equal to 0, means we are allowing parent to first execute, then after that we are calling the exit. That means parent is a terminate. Only now child will continue as it is. Then it will call the set SID, change director, umask, return. Okay, so these things will be done here. So error logging facility. So what do you mean by error logging facility? First we'll see that some of the information. So as we know that the daemon process is not able to send any error message to terminal, then how it can send the error message? With respect to that one, the BSD Unix is providing the one facility, that is syslog facility. Okay, using that one we can send the error messages. Okay, there are three ways we can generate the log messages. Kernel routines can call the log function. These messages can read by any user process that opens and reads the klog device file. Next, most user processes call the syslog function to generate the log messages. This causes the message to send to the Unix domain datagram socket. Next, a user process on this host or some other host is connected to this host by TCP/IP network can send the log messages to UDP port 514. So what we need to do understand is that by one of this method they can generate the messages and send it to the terminal. Normally the syslog daemon reads all the three forms of the log message and it will be connected to the terminal here. Okay. The diagrammatic representation just we can find it here. Okay, so this is the user process. Okay, this is the one of the method and this is the second method, this is the third method. Here we are calling the kernel routines. Then finally syslog D which is connected to the console. That means we are sending the error message to here. Okay. Next, client server model. A common use for the daemon process is in the server process. That means we can call the syslog D process a server that has a message sent to it by the user process, I mean the client, using the Unix domain datagram socket. In general, a server is a process that waits for the client to contact it, requesting some type of the service. A service being provided by the syslog D server is the logging of a error message. So what we need to understand here, client server model is nothing but, so one process is act as a server, that to be daemon process itself. Then other process can act as a client here. Okay. So this is about the daemon process. We'll continue some more concept in the next video.